Hey there, comic fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. 5 new comics, all pull list stuff, though there is a new #1 in there. But first, I want to show you. It's not quite a comic I bought just for its cover. Instead of going to that section this week, I decided to have an old copy of the Hulk lying around on top of my printer. What issue we got here? 126. This is a Herb Trimpe pencils and inks. I was just like, you know what? I want an old issue of the Hulk line. This was 15 cents, probably early 70s. That makes it. So this was a back issue to me. I started really collecting comics in mid to late 70s. So I think I consider myself starting collecting comics with Hulk 200. So this is a bit before 75 issues before my time, which is a good, 6 years? 6 years before my time, so this was a back issue to me, and I always liked it. The original Nightcrawler. The Hulk is doomed. He can never defeat the Nightcrawler. I like how both Nightcrawlers have tails. Interesting, but that's what I've been having lying on top of my printer that I can look at this week. My little museum spot. And then we got what seems like an extra thick comic shop news. We got a Comic Shop News 2020 Winter Preview, along with the Comic Shop News. Let's see what's in. Make Mine Masterworks. I guess it's some new Marvel Masterworks stuff coming out. Yeah, I guess this one's dedicated to Marvel Masterworks. Post Doomsday Giger at Image. Future State, Superman, House of L, The Expanse, Luna #1. We'll get to see what's up and coming. And I guess, what's Winter Preview? Is this just another gift-giving one? Might be a gift-giving one. I'm not sure. We have trade paper. We have Vampirella's Valentine special. Rain King Hangers. I can't even read that logo. Onion Skin. I couldn't even read that logo in the middle there. But we'll see. Something to look through. See what's coming up. Let's see what I got this week now. Neil Gaiman, Craig Russell, Norse Mythology #3. I've enjoyed the first 2 issues. It's just stories of the legends of the Norse gods. Let me see. Is this Craig Russell or Jerry Ordway drawing this? Script and layouts, Craig Russell. Art by Peter Kowalski. Okay. He's looking very much like Craig Russell in his art here. But I'm a big fan of Craig Russell stuff, so I know I'll enjoy that. And then we got the second issue of Crossover. This still isn't all the way on my pull list. After the first issue, I wasn't sure if I 100% wanted on my crossover. It was this Donny Cates story, Jeff Shaw art, D. Cuniff colors, John J. Hill letters and design. Who's this cover? Jeff Shaw. So I put the second issue on my pull list. Then it was funny. Just this past weekend, I got the final order cutoff for the third issue, which I was like, ooh, it seems to be early. So I was like, well, I don't know if I want it on my pull list or not. So I put the third issue on my pull list too. So I'll at least be getting the third issue, but I'll probably decide after reading this one to put it on my pull list for real or not. So, but I like the art in it. I enjoyed the first. It was about the first issue was about superheroes from it was as if all the superheroes from Marvel and DC came to our regular Earth and sort of took over Denver and made a big dome around Denver. And everybody on Earth doesn't really know what's going on there, and they don't trust that superheroes actually exist, and there's all sorts of problems. So we'll see what happens as the fictional Earth superheroes cross over into our world. We have Fabio Jimbo, #15. This is the start of a new story. Maybe this is a done in one because it doesn't have a title. Subo. Because I think that the 4-part him going back to his hometown just ended, and now we've got he's wandering around a bit more. Oh, looks like he meets some some hook-handed demon. We'll see what happens there, but always good. Always love Fabio Jimbo every month, so that'll be cool. Then we've got The Red Mother number 11. This one's been heating up lately, as all these people have got all the sort of conspirators have gathered around our lead character, whose name I don't even remember at this moment. And maybe we'll find out what the conspiracy is about sometime. But they all belong to this cult where they worship this Red Mother, and I guess they're trying to bring her back. But they're just normal, everyday people. They're not. Matter of fact, they've sort of. This is our main character right here. And they've sort of all surrounded her in her life. One of them, who's a eccentric millionaire, hired her to do this job with this puzzle, and she moved to London. And the other people working on the puzzle are other people in her life are in on this conspiracy, but we don't exactly know what the conspiracy is yet. We don't know what's going on. Oh, there she is. In the first issue, she lost her eye due to the Red Mother. I really I call it slice of life horror. I've been really enjoying it. There's lots of slice of life stuff in it, amped up with some horror, usually near the end of the story. I think the last issue had more horror in it than normal, but it's one of my favorites, I have to say, lately. Really enjoying Red Mother. And then we've got Homesick Pilots, issue 1. I have no idea why this caught my eye now, because it was one of those that I get an email every week from my LCS that shows me the final order cutoff comics, and I can click on any of them and see what they are, and you click on them and add them to my pull list, either an individual issue or the whole series. And like for this one, I added the first issue because I wanted to read it. It's by Dan Waters, writer, and Casper Wingard, artist. Oh, that's why. The artist is from, what is that, Peter Thunderbolt? Peter Cannon, that was it. That, what's his name? The, all of a sudden I can't remember his name. The guy who writes Uber. And Wicked and the Divine did with him. So I said, you know what, I like that guy's art. Let's see what it looks like on this. So that's why I put this one on my pull list. I don't remember for the life of me what it's about, but it looks all right. You know, for a first issue, we'll give it a read. Big scary house there. Who doesn't like a scary house? Homesick Pilots. Wonder what it is. We'll have to see. Now I'll show you a little of my artwork. And I did some color. I decided I wanted to do some color on one of my big ink drawings. So I got a face, and this one has to be taped up a little bit right now because it's been falling over. Because when this is all colored ink on here, except for there's a little bit of gouache up here, but most of it's colored ink. And what happens when you put ink across the whole, even though this is really thick paper, is it tends to curl up a little. So it wasn't holding itself, it wasn't stiffly holding itself up there anymore. But there we go. Violet Eyes to Die For. And all sorts of reds and blues and yellows and some greens and yellow ochre and dark blues over here. This dark blue is almost black. Because there's a light blue, then a dark blue, then a light blue, and coming up almost black on the camera though. But yeah, I had fun. I just wanted to do a face with some color in it, so I pulled out my colored inks. Matter of fact, I have to get some more colored inks. I have the base colors. I have these giant bottles of color ink. I've got a cyan, a red, and a yellow, which is what I made the green out of too. But I need a nice purple colored ink because this is a watercolor in here, and these are gouache, so they're a little this is opaque up here, so it's a little different than the ink. So another thing to go on my Dick Blick wish list. But there you go, little artwork, some comics. And you guys all have a good week out there.